you told me yesterday, we were in the car coming home from an appointment, and you said, you have run out of fucks to give. You have said, your bullshit meter is 0. And it is. I literally don't care.
Hello, everybody, and hello, Liz.
Hi, Lee.
How are you?
Yeah, we're good.
I think it's obvious how we are. We are
We're
laid back.
God, are we going to say the same thing the whole
time?
Okay. Stop it. That is enough. That is enough. Okay, that is enough.
I wanted to see how long I could go.
Okay, you could do
done.
it over. I know you
well,
could do
we
it.
are in the misty moors of fall,
Charlotte, North Carolina,
winter.
the misty moors of Fenton Place.
I'm coming off a sinus infection and sound like a nice frog.
Yeah.
You ripped the shit out of your arm, and we're just going to lean back today and see how it sounds.
Well, we're pretending we have lounge chairs, which...
Like a chaise lounge?
Yeah, yeah. We're going to get those.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let's record from that.
That's a great idea.
What
okay,
we really
Lazy
look
Boy. I used to
like-
model for them.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Anyway.
But what we look like, what
High-end
this
modeling.
reminds me of is I binged Nobody Wants This on Netflix.
It's because your mind is... Never
It's
mind.
a great, fun,
I tried to watch it last night, and I was
show.
so embarrassed about myself that I had to turn it off.
That's your opinion.
Well,
the rest of the world's enjoying it. A nice reprieve from the rest of the maniacal things happening in the world.
Like The
you
Diplomat.
Can't
You should watch
enjoy that.
Yeah, there's two. It does take your brain off of the nonsense.
A
It is
little.
nonsense. What I like to do is binge bigger nonsense than the actual nonsense, which I can't give you any shit because I like Hallmark. Because it takes my level into fairyland. Like, I just live in the world of when the lighting is just right. Which I love that world.
When there's tchotchkes
Yeah,
everywhere
where
and
it's
fake
perfectly
snow
decorated.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of that because we don't have our mic stands and we're just holding
we're
the mics
holding.
like the sisters and the characters in Nobody Just Wants This.
Oh, that's right. They're podcasters. Is
just made me
everybody
think
in
of
the
that.
damn world a podcaster?
Yeah. We're not special.
I know we're not. And I really wanted to be.
We'll see.
And we started like a long time ago.
Jury's out.
I think even our buddy Marcus we had drinks with yesterday. He's starting a podcast, and Marcus, we love you. You've been on our podcast.
That's right.
He invited
We're
us
gonna
to be on
yours.
his. His probably is going to be great.
I know.
He's like,
it was
legit.
probably a what's that thing when you ask somebody like a token ask?
No,
Nah,
he loves
wants
us.
this
We
on.
love Marcus. Y'all, if you hadn't heard Marcus's, go back. We're going to put it in the show notes because he's an ex-basketball player at Carolina who is so smart and so cool and so, I don't know, just better than most men. I'm just saying.
That's one easy way to put it. No, he's doing great things. He's now working for UNC Chapel Hill as the director of special projects. So he's just the mayor about town, making sure everything works. He
Of
is
my favorite city, town.
doing the podcast, Wine with Friends, and he's got his Ginyards Vineyards.
I don't think he's
wine
actually
selling
paying us to
business.
sell him on this.
Well, he should.
Yeah. Marcus, if you want us to say more, you're going to need to write us a check. Okay?
Deal.
Moving
Enough
on.
of that.
Yeah.
So what's new?
Well,
Let's just start with a catch up.
catch-up.
We didn't release a pod last week because we've been on the road.
We
so
did. We were on the road.
what's
We
up?
were on the West Coast. Love the West Coast. I could live on the West Coast if for another reason besides the food. The food was great. We were on a corporate event,
Right.
teaching, speaking. I wish I could record some of those speaking events because not only are they funny, but I could enjoy that. No, we did that and we worked.
Yeah, we were on the West Coast,
Yeah.
Napa. It was lovely. We did have one free afternoon, and we chose
took full
to
advantage.
take advantage of that. So we took our cute little car, and I looked at a hotel. We went together, but I was checking it out
Yeah.
for the travel biz, and then we went up the mountain to this beautiful vineyard called Pride Vineyards and had a lovely tour with Dana.
Dana. Okay, and Dana was such a kindred spirit. She took us back into the cave. I'm sure she takes everyone back into the cave. But we sat back there and we talked about everything from children to menopause to how much we, despise lots of things like certain things men do. But anyway, we ended up buying not just one case, but 2 cases. And so now we can't go anywhere else because we don't have any money left. But it was fun.
No,
You
it
need
was
to go
really
to Pride.
fun.
It's called Pride Mountain.
Pride Mountain Vineyards. So if you need any Napa hot takes, let us know.
Yeah.
Got all the intel.
Yeah.
And we are going to head back out of town and go to Orlando, same sort of event.
Hot
and
damn
we
Disney.
hope we get a free afternoon to go do the ride.
No kidding. I haven't been to Disney since my daughter was 9. So I want to go.
Oh my gosh.
I want to go.
It's time to go.
We're going to go. Well, we're going to work. It's going to be fun. These are corporate
right.
events, and we would love it if you guys are interested and you have events you want the two of us to come to. We are a jack of all trades. We do the workout. We get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We work you out whenever you want your people worked out. We talk about wellness. I talk about longevity because God knows I'm the oldest person ever in the room at these places, but it actually works. And
it's
then
great.
we have fun, and we even led a hike this last time. It was fun.
It was fun. It was a good group.
Yeah.
It's just a nice way to get to know people
Yeah.
and move the body instead
Right.
of sit down and have more wine before you have more wine.
And that's right. I mean, and I love these really, top, whoever you are, the corporate events. These are people that are working hard. And this is like, we're bringing the fun. We're bringing the movement. Yes, they're going to have all the parties and they're going to drink their wine, but we're really getting them out of their comfort zone and letting them enjoy moving their body, which makes them a lot smarter and a lot more successful in the long run.
That's right.
We're taking credit now.
No, not at all. Word on the street is, we're out of the studio a lot, but when we're here, and we're not going anywhere. We don't have a next studio space. So
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we will, but we don't have anything to share yet.
Yeah,
on that
we're
front.
here. We're here
'Cause
until
I know y'all
further
are all
notice.
nosy and want to know the details, and we're telling you the details as we know them.
Yeah. We're here until further notice.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, all right, what are we going to talk about?
Okay, we're going to talk about technology and kind of its impact on children these days, a little bit about how we experience it as a mother in my shoes, and then as a grandmother in your shoes, how it impacted us.
How about
growing
as an
up.
adult in our shoes?
Yeah, exactly. And so,
Right.
Kristen, why don't you read? I think it was a comment that we got, a question that we got. And so let's hear it from Kristen, and then we'll address it.
Okay, fun.
How do you feel about parenting and grandparenting in the age of easily accessible technology?
Okay, I feel like I'm at my wedding and the preacher just said the things that I'm supposed to remember exactly what to say. Okay, how do we as parents
And grandparents.
and you grandparents deal with
Your grandparents.
immediate technology? Feel about parenting in the age of immediate technology. All right.
Very good question.
Do you want to start?
Well, you're the one with teenagers.
Okay.
You probably should start, and then
I'll start.
I've got a whole different take.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. I think there's so many different avenues about this. One, immediate gratification. So the scroll, the action of just scrolling. And so staring at a screen and swiping and seeing things at a very fast pace, and how we take in that information and in which way that affects us. Number two, I would say the FOMO, the being left out, like seeing what everybody else is doing and having this picture perfect image of everybody else's life versus reality. Number three, I would say maybe one thing, maybe separate, bullying and or like body shame and awareness. So small, young children or young adults and teens and even adults seeing perfect images that have been altered, and what that makes us think about what our image ideals are and how we feel about ourselves, and then all the commenting that goes on as far as bullying. So those are the things that I see.
That's
you jump
a lot.
in.
That is a lot. And I think we need to go with every point on that,
Yeah.
because I want you to remember every single point you made.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to jump in from my
Yeah, go.
perspective as being me at my age. Because I really want to go backwards to FOMO and to scrolling. Those are two big ones. But no matter when people Facetune, I'm certainly guilty of it. People do all kinds of things to make them look better on Insta media, which is what I call all the media, because it's instant and it's media. It's, so there it is. I can remember back in the day, like the early 80s, when I was a model. And I would be in an advertisement, and I worked solidly a lot, and I was more of the girl next door look. I was not your sexy girl. I was your selling the clothes at department stores or sitting on a lazy boy, like I said in the beginning of the program. But that was really strong money, and I loved doing it. It was fun. Point being here, every single time I looked at an ad at myself, and I mean every single time, I would go, God, I need to look better. Meaning I thought that girl, me, in the picture was better looking than me in real life.
And
I was
you.
jealous.
Wow.
Now, this is a weirdo thing to say, but I was jealous of my own self. And I was like, I need to figure out how to look better. I need to figure out how to look like they make me look in those pictures.
That's not a weirdo thing to say. That's a very legitimate thing to say, for a way to feel.
And so when you take it all the way, dial it forward to now, and people we look at ourselves. I'm guilty of it too. It's not just I've got a 14-year-old granddaughter, you've got 17-year-old and 19-year-old children, adult children. We never look as good when we see ourselves than we think we should. And I felt like that as a young person modeling. And I was in my 30s. Now, I can't imagine being younger and looking at myself on Instagram and not wanting to go in and Facetune and change.
Right.
And I need to look better. And I don't think that's at all mentally healthy.
No.
And so I had to come to grips with that even as a 30-year-old model. And that's pretty old, right? I had to come to grips with that and go, hey, they're doing the photoshopping or whatever. I'm just the face on the page. And so I cannot find a plus in this day and age to why I think a teenager or anybody younger should be on instant media. I say that with also the knowledge that my own granddaughter would be crushed if she was not allowed.
And why?
Because everyone else is on it. Her double-edged sword, which is the same as we all have, is she sees what she's not invited to. She sees what she's invited to. She compares herself not only to herself, but to everybody else. And where is the mental health in that? Mm-hmm. So you made a good point. You said FOMO was one thing, but you also said that really fast scrolling.
Yes, just the activity.
That's weird. Yeah.
Of how we take in information, and our endurance and our attention spans are really changing. And that's the way of the world as well. I mean, we as students, you certainly, and I definitely didn't have computer access for our learning as much as the children do. I mean, everything that mine have done has been on computer for a very long time. As you said, they're 17, junior in high school, 19, freshman in college. And so they've grown up in a digital world.
Right.
And they are right now successful in that digital world.
Right.
What I long for a little bit is the boredom.
Yeah.
Right? Like the forced, I have nothing to do. So where does creativity come? Yeah. And I've said this a lot on here. I mean, my daughter at least has learned a great deal on TikTok.
That's true.
Have their shit together a lot more than we did. But is that any better? I don't think so.
First of all, I don't trust TikTok at all. I think they should be off of it.
Well, right. Like
and this is not about them learning things. This is about who's got control of TikTok. That's a whole different story. But
it is what is truth and what is actual and what is factual.
Sure.
And we live in an age of very distorted facts. And it's very, very difficult to keep an eye on all of that. So I'll just back up and say how, I've used it or allowed it with my kids, just full transparency. I've been incredibly lenient.
Yeah.
Just factually incredibly lenient. We allowed our children to get phones in 5th and 7th grade.
That's early.
And that was when their father and I got a divorce, and we felt like we wanted them to have phones, to contact us, to be in touch. We didn't put a whole lot of restriction on there. It was up to me to have open conversations with them. One of them got in trouble pretty heavily once and learned the lesson, thank God. And so I've kind of thought about my parenting as, how much do I give them? Do you give them a little and see if you build trust, and then those boundaries grow and they can flux in? Maybe I started with a lot and had to pull in, and I don't think one's a right way or a wrong way, but I think you at least have to be doing some sort of work and awareness there. I've gotten lucky.
I think also they're going to figure out ways. Yeah, you were lenient. People that think they're putting restrictions on their kids, they get around it. they get around it. First of all, there's their creativity. The thing that
How to rebel in one way or another.
well, it's not even a rebellion. It's
Sure.
like I want to be doing what my friends are doing. I've got a restriction on my Instagram, but hey, I've got this app, or I've got Snapchat, or I've got this on TikTok, or I can't get TikTok. My parents won't let me have it, but I can get it on YouTube.
Sure.
There's so many ways. If you think you're restricting your kids, you're lying to yourself. Here's my issue on the whole thing. When they're having to be creative this way, I never had any technology. I think I'm doing pretty good at my age to even really understand technology at all. I didn't have it in college, nothing, zero. So the boredom fact of my life drove me to creating things that kept my interest,
Right.
that brought me to where I am today, that made me, I'm again writing the book, and I remember thinking, because I had really buck teeth and I was really made fun of by my brother about my buck teeth, and I'm like, I just started thinking, if I can learn how to do makeup, no one will notice my buck teeth, which is hilarious.
That's so
It's
cute.
actually a good part of my book, I think, because I figured if I wore this certain blue eyeshadow. Anyway, the point being, if I wore a certain thing, I could create this illusion of beauty, which is hilarious because I had major buck teeth and I was not attractive. But anyway, where's the creativity coming from? That unless I haven't seen. We had a birthday party. Clary and I had a birthday party at my house this past weekend for my 14-year-old granddaughter. And I was so pleased to see their phones down. I really
Right.
was. And lots of them were like, where'd I put my phone? Where'd I put my phone? Toward the end of the thing. And then as the party started winding down, I just saw the heads go down on the phones.
Yeah.
And the quietness to come into the room. But they'd spent a good 3 hours partying. And I was really pleased with that.
Right.
And I'm not sure, so maybe we're being a little hard on them that they're not creative or not.
No, I think that's an element that's different
Yeah.
from what we've experienced. And again, we are living in a very digital world.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we're doing as business people is very digital in many, many ways.
Right.
And I think like anything else, there could be a pendulum, right? So we're seeing a huge swing, and we're going to watch what happens with AI. And so if there's jobs that are all in, technology, then the kids are on the right path to that. But when that swings back, what are the other skills
Right.
that they have? I mean, I don't have a lot of what one would call like home ec skills. And so, my kids don't
I
either.
feel like bewitched. I like it. That part of AI, if I can like bewitched and like tickle my nose and get AI to do shit for me, I'm gonna do it. But I was just thinking about the other day, again, writing. I'm sick of AI coming on my page on Word and going, "Can I rewrite this for you?" And like, no, damn it. I like my words. And I know you think you know better, and maybe you do, but I'm not gonna have AI
What are you
write.
using that it's in there talking to you? Like your email
If I am
or
on
in
Google,
Doc?
if I'm on Google Docs, it'll go, "Would you like for us to rewrite it?" Fuck no. I don't want you to rewrite my story.
Your voice.
My voice is my voice. And then, damn it, if you do let them
It's really good.
They always do a really good job of it. And I'm like, and so I've really turned it off. I've turned it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you can turn that off.
I turned it off because, and now I'm writing on Word, and Word doesn't irritate me like that because it's not on Google.
Okay.
So anyway,
Well, and that's understanding what we're using and playing with it, because if we can start with our own ideas and our own voice and put it out there and ask a specific question to AI to help make it better,
Yeah.
to spell check or to fact check.
Boy, do I need that, yeah.
It's AI right now, as far as I'm aware, is pulling from the internet and other sources. So you just have to know what you're using and know how you're using it, and
not fully trust it,
that's what I'm saying.
really, and not fully trust
Right.
it. Anyway.
But I mean, I don't think we need to live in a fearful place of it. I think that is here
turn it
to
off.
stay, and it's growing. But can we find ways to use it to our benefit that's not taking the place of us as humans and our voice?
Yeah, we'll see. They say in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
No, I read something somewhere. In about 3, I don't know, years or something, where it's going to be all over the place. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it because every chance I get, I'm going to turn it off. But
Okay.
until it just becomes me and I don't know that I'm really AI. Then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I lost myself. Oh, this is who I really am. No, I'm
Well, I
just
mean,
kidding.
and I think part of the question is how are we as adults using, let's go back to the Instamedia, putting AI aside,
Mm-hmm.
like how are we using it as role models for the children? So
Right.
if everything we put out there is enhanced or tuned or
True.
perfective or curated, then, that's what they're looking up to.
Sure.
So it's a good point.
You're their model.
And I know that when we
Yeah.
use social media for business, we want to put out
Yeah.
a brand and a curation of a
I
look.
put one
so
out
it's
today,
tricky.
and I don't think I faced it. Boy, dog, I went in there and I really cleaned up the coloring, and you put out your best image because it was coming out in an article, and I had already sent them the picture that I thought was the best one, and then they made it pretty, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to put that on my Instagram, and which I did.
Well, and I think you are a really creative person.
Yeah.
So I don't think you are. You are a very creative person. I am less. So when it comes to things like,
You're creative in different ways.
could you let me?
I'm sorry, go.
Jeez, Louise. Ah. So when it comes to things like doing a post or creating a reel, I'm just want it to be done and put it out there the best it can. And you want to spend time making it all bright and shiny. And that's just
With the perfect music.
with the perfect music. Let's talk about how perfect all of your music and your reels are, because I know you love it.
I do.
But let's look back. We covered kind of the fast scrolling.
Yeah.
I want to talk about kind of we've talked about the FOMO a little, and also on the flip side of that, let's put everything out there. I mean, if kids are sharing most of everything, then and have to deal with it, I guess. I mean, maybe it brings communication or confrontation up to the forefront, but then there's, the bullying that goes on and the commenting that goes on, and I don't know how to handle that.
I don't think I don't think anybody does, and I think we just need to keep talking to our kids. Honestly,
Always.
I mean, just keep talking to them because it's now out of our control. No parent has control over their kids in any Insta media. I would even venture to say, even if they don't have a phone, because they can go in ways on devices and get on YouTubes and see what's going on all the things and see the things that they're missing out on. So, it's a constant. You've got to own yourself. You've got to respect and love yourself. It's hard to teach little kids that. Mm-hmm. For instance, I don't look at. You told me yesterday we were in the car coming home from an appointment, and you said you have run out of fucks to give. You have said your bullshit meter is 0, and it is. I literally don't care. Now, the things I care about are the things that I really know are real and true. And if someone's feelings are involved or the people I care about, I am in it 100%. And there is where I am engaged. But I am not engaged with this nonsense. Well, I'm also old. I'm 71. It took me a while to get here. Even in my 40s, I wasn't there.
Right.
Even in my 50s, I wasn't there.
I've let go of a few, but I agree.
Yeah, it's a slow. I mean, what do we expect from these people? These people that are younger than us, these teenagers or 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds, in the rate of suicide and all that is so intense.
It is.
And you throw that on top of people putting rules all over you politically about what's good and what's right and what's wrong. And, people who are gay or trans or whatever are already freaking out about who they are. And then society says that, yeah, you are wrong. Mm. And then you throw all this media and Insta media on top of that. I simply don't know what we do except we just put our arms around these people and hold them. Because that's probably what is the answer here is human touch, because we are way out of our league with media and with AI and with instant stuff happening. We've lost the communication and the feel. What is it you say to me every day?
What?
Touch.
Did I need to touch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to touch.
Right.
We have to be connected because that's
Agreed.
real.
It is real. I mean, one thing that always rings true to me is who you surround yourselves with. So I've seen a lot of great parent groups, not beneath me, but younger than I am, raising younger children, who have really stuck with the wait till 8 rule, like 8th grade, before giving devices. So if you do have a community, a school, a grade who is all in it together, I think that's very powerful, and it just takes one person to lead the train. I also think it's very important to help create communities for our children and friends who we see treating them well, and vice versa, and that who you spend your time with is who you become. And so with access, I see between all the children, between Snapchat, they all know each other at different schools. You have access to a lot more, air quotes, relationships that aren't actually relationships. And it's about helping your kids foster time well spent with people whose values you agree with. So treat people the way you want to be treated, and be around people who treat you well, as just an old school way to look at how you're going to handle, help your kids with their friendships and the relationships they're creating on social media or otherwise, is one level of protection.
Well, that's
I guess.
well said. I mean, honestly, that is the crux of the matter. You're either, the people you're with are either going to drag you down or lift you up. So pick wisely.
And this is not new. I mean, it's a tale as old as time, that there's somebody in the bunch who might, treat you or your child unwell, and it's up to us to create that. And if you realize that your child is doing that to other people, you've got to step in.
Yeah.
So I think that goes a really long way.
Yeah. Well, and lucky for, I think there's like the kids that are coming up, the really young kids now, these parents are viewing what's going on with people like your kids. And I would just say foster that, like you said a minute ago, the group of people. Get your little circle of friends, starting when they're 3 and 4 and 5, and then when they're 6 and 7 and 8. And, always, we don't have to have large groups of friends.
Right.
We can just have one. We can have one or two maybe. As a matter of fact, I don't even trust people that say they have a ton of friends, because they're not, how do you do that?
Right.
How do you even do that?
Right.
Because my friends are you and, maybe you.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's honestly like, who are you checking in with? You need somebody that's checking in with you. And these are not your people on Insta Media.
Right.
And just remember, if you can keep reminding yourself of that.
I know.
I
have 2 more thoughts on this. One, algorithm, right? So let's just keep remembering that we're getting pushed what we see, what we say,
what we want to see.
Yeah. And so, just like curiosity, you talk about that a lot when you're giving your speeches about longevity and wellness. Curiosity and growth and caring about other people and other groups and different things is what keeps you young and vibrant and mentally healthy. And so change that up. Go look for something that's more productive. Maybe if you're sick of the scrolling, how to bake bread, like how to, and I do see a lot of people doing that. Like our friend Abby, she's very young.
She's really into the needle pointing. I think that's kind of cool.
People are playing mahjong. And so there's so much positive.
There is a group. That's
find.
a good energy. Find a group of people you can sit down and communicate with and play with.
Right.
And laugh with, because we're way too serious, especially rolling into the fall with everything going on in the world and the world starting in our own homes. It's pretty hard,
right?
Out there. So let's make it
outside of our bubbles.
Let's make it inside of our bubbles, happy, not joyful, finding ways to communicate, not happy, but caring, seeing. Touching.
Yes.
In good ways.
Right. Touching.
I know. I started to say, I just had a flash up of,
record player.
Yeah.
And parallel with that is, it's really, really hard to be a parent. And it's really, really hard.
It's
not hard to be a grandparent. It's really, really hard to be a parent. Yeah. And it's really, really easy to give up, to give in, and to give the thing, the device, the show.
Yeah.
We get tired and everybody's working hard.
Yeah.
And we've heard mommy, daddy, a million times, or the kids are fighting, or things are in a mess. And if you can just stay the course and take those deep breaths and not give up or give in, it's so much better in the long term. I give my sister a lot of credit. Her kids are much younger, 5, 8 years old, and she knew they were freaking out and spazzing out and having bad behavior. They're precious, not really bad behavior, but she took away the sugar, the excess sugar. She took away the screen time, and they started playing with each other, and everything
There you
became
go.
more, cohesive.
Right.
And it's hard, and they fussed about it for 2 days, and then it's fine. It's like sleep training, potty training, passy training. This training needs to continue. How to be a good friend, how to deal with, technology. It's hard, but you got to stay the course.
You could do my school of thought.
Oh God, this is going to be intense.
The reason I only had one, no, I have a lot of reasons, and you'll find that out in the book. But I remember when Clary was little, and she really was not a tough kid, but all kids are tough when they're 2 and 3 years old.
Or 14 and 20. They're
I mean,
tough.
But I was just a radical kind of parent. I was like, first of all, I did spank her, which no one does. Whatever, you need to. Second of all, I'll never forget one day in the middle of Eastland Mall, which no one knows what that used to be, but that was very special back in the day. She threw a tantrum. I mean, like the kind of tantrum where she was pulling the clothes off the rack. She was maybe 4 or 5, like really just losing her mind.
Yeah.
And I just kind of I gave her one warning, but she got crazier. I guess I'd given her sugar. I don't know what had happened, but I remember just literally walking away and hiding from her for a solid half hour, like. But I could see her, but she couldn't see me. And she thought I had left her. And
So what'd she do?
never did that again.
But did she like cry and get upset?
Yeah,
or
she
did
cried
she
and
keep
got
ripping
upset.
things off the shelves?
And
they came and arrested
And by
you.
the way, when I got to her, I said, I have been here the whole time.
Right, safety.
I said, I would never leave you, but you are never to behave that way again, anywhere with anyone. And she, there was snot, there were tears, and she never did. And
Right.
I mean, you don't actually leave your child, but she was safe, but she didn't know she was safe.
Right.
That could be a real psychedelic problem for her later on. I made sure it wasn't. If you know her, she's got her shit together.
She's well adjusted.
Honestly, I think we are too tolerant of bad behavior. My parents would have done the same thing.
Right.
I can tell you the amount of times I got a spanking. I can tell you because I got them and I remembered them, and they didn't have to do it twice.
Right.
And so Clary was maybe 3 or 4 times in her whole life, but she did, and she didn't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, anyway, that's my school
No,
of
I mean,
thought.
I think that's funny. You see Instagram comedians and such.
Yeah.
I follow like a Daily Tay
Yeah.
or whomever that just really is satirical about the way we
Yeah.
parent
It's
now.
insane.
And then
Time
like,
out?
oh,
What?
Timmy, Tommy, Billy, are you okay?
No, it's nonsense.
Versus just please, just stop that.
Not please.
Not please. I know. I've rejected the please.
We are not
Stop.
a diplomat. This is not a democracy. This is an authoritarian
Neither is our
government in your
country.
home. You are the authoritarian. They are your subjects. Because they don't know better until they get better, until they learn better. And you're their teacher. And you're their queen until you're not. Anyway, that's the way I parented. And it worked out so far.
Words of wisdom from Queen Liz. Thanks and have a
no
great
longer
day.
a queen. It's so easy to say, though.
I know.
It's easy to say now. It was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay the course.
Yeah.
Good luck. Let us know your tips, questions.
Well, honestly,
we're not the end all at all,
we know
but
what
that's
to
our
do. I mean,
thought.
honestly, we got to get back to the simplicity of what we are as human beings. We are not human beings that can react well to 1,000 things going around and swirling around our head at one time. We aren't capable of that. What we're capable of is looking at each other in the eye, seeing each other, and touching when we need to have a hug, or we just need to be known that we're
Right.
cared about, and that's really all we need. So the media is there, the instant media is there for our own kids and for our own friends and our own family and our own partners. We just need to be seeing each other every single day, every single night, and suggesting now and then that we put our devices down. What a concept.
Look at there.
What a
Problem
concept.
solved. Love you guys.
Anyway,
Well done.
we'll see. I think so.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, that
All
was
right.
fun. I love you.
I love you more.
I don't think
Hey.
so. You want to say it together?
More. Yeah.
No,
ready?
you more.
I
love
what?
you.
I love
you
more.
less.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to us today, wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, you can now find our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. If you liked it, please share, rate, and review. We love 5 stars. And we hope you'll work out with us online or in studio at HilliardStudioMethod.com.